Hi, I'm Tanya Gabrielle, your wealth astronumerologist, and I'm thrilled to share this really important November 2013 forecast with you. Now, November is an 8 universal month in a 6 universal year, and this combination accentuates family, love, abundance, and your responsibilities. So this month, you're being held accountable for your thoughts and your actions, which is actually really good news because the world is always a better place when we take responsibility for where we find ourselves at any given moment in time. And, that may mean speaking up when you don't actually feel like doing so, or accepting an opportunity that feels out of reach. Whatever it means to you, it's really about you elevating yourself more than ever before because you're being asked to connect the dots and see with clarity what got you to this point. How did you get to where you are now? Are you happy with the path you're on? If yes, fantastic. If no, fantastic. Why? Because once you know what you don't want, you know what you can change. And that's always the first step towards implementing what you want for your highest good. Now, without seeing what isn't working for you, how can you ever make constructive decisions? It's not possible. So feel blessed about every piece of wisdom, every experience that's coming your way right now. So let's look at the amazing double event which begins the month of November and leaves a really long-term effect on all of our lives. Starting off November with a bang, on the 1st of the month, we have the 4th exact meeting of Pluto square Uranus. Now these meetings continue through the spring of 2015, and this is the 4th one. And on November, on the same day, the 1st, Mercury, which is currently retrograde, joins in a conjunction with the Sun. And 2 days later, the moon joins because we have a solar eclipse in Scorpio. So there's a lot of focus in Scorpio right now. And, we're in Scorpio right now, of course. And this eclipse puts an even greater emphasis on Scorpio and all that Scorpio represents, which we're going to go into in a moment. Now, eclipses are powerful celestial events. And where this eclipse takes place in your personal astrology birth chart is really important because the effect of an eclipse lasts an average of 1 year, sometimes longer, and your birth chart actually shows you what part of your life is going to intensify in a major way as a result of where the eclipse is placed, right? Now, this is not just any eclipse because Pluto and Uranus, like I said, are still forming their square from 2 days earlier, and then we have these two other planets joining the Sun and the Moon. We have Mercury retrograde and Saturn. Plus the North Node is there as well. So we have 4 planets joined together in the same point in the sky, intensifying the energy of the eclipse in a major way. So let's look at the numbers first, because Pluto and Uranus form their exact square this time at 9 degrees. And the eclipse occurs at 11 degrees in Scorpio in the 11th month of November. Now, amazingly, November 3, 2013 adds up to an 11 universal date as well. The number 11 is a gateway, and it always signifies walking through the gateway as an initiation. Now, if you recall, this master number was triggered at the end of last year on 12/21/2012 and continues to infuse a tremendous amount of energy as we are all literally waking up to our true purpose for why we're here. Why are we on Earth at this time? So we have the number 9 of culminations and endings and unconditional love joining together with the master number 11 of double new beginnings and intuitive breakthroughs. And you can see how this alone, this combination, signifies a big shift, right? Endings, new beginnings. Now keep in mind that the number 11 adds up to the root number of 2. 1 plus 1 is 2. And 2 governs relationships, peace, balance. So there's a big focus on all your relationships and partnerships right now. And Saturn in Scorpio at 13 degrees That's all about life, death, and transformation, and also the divine feminine principle, right? So we are bringing all these amazing numbers together for this amazing eclipse event. Now, we have to look at Saturn a little more closely because this planet colors the solar eclipse on November 3rd in a very specific way, because Saturn is the great teacher, the planet of taking responsibility and owning our commitments. Saturn always reinforces matters of honor, truth, and integrity. And Saturn feels serious and takes us on a major reality check and a fact-finding mission. And it does so by checking in on how we're currently setting our boundaries. Do you know your limits? Are you respecting your boundaries? You're being prompted to commit and be authentically engaged with your life. And this can be sobering for some people because what it means is that you have to take responsibility for everyone and everything that you're experiencing. You basically have to own up to the fact that you and only you have created your reality. And in the case of a quadruple conjunction with the Sun and Moon and Mercury with Saturn, we are being asked to see the truth from a deeply emotional and mindful standpoint. How are you feeling? What is it you want? What are your thoughts? Is your life based on illusions? Are you in touch with your soul's true gifts? Are you in alignment with your highest good? If you've invested time, money, and emotions, for example, in a project, what are you receiving in return? If nothing, then the energy exchange is not balanced in your life. And so this is definitely a good reality check for you to have, because Saturn's asking you where you are, Saturn's asking you where you want to go, Saturn's asking you how you're feeling about where you are right now, and making sure you have a plan of action. Remember that this is all occurring in Scorpio, which is ruled by Pluto. Scorpio, like the number 13 in numerology, asked us to consider life, death, and rebirth, the deepest mysteries, our secrets. And Pluto wants us to check into how powerful or disempowered we feel. Is your shadow running your life? Are you hiding behind your true colors? Or are you stepping out and announcing who you are? That you're invincible, that you're a being of light, able to recreate yourself at any moment in time. Now, the important thing to remember about your shadow side is that it is allowing you to heal. It's really not healthy to interpret falling down as a failure. Recognize a mistake when it happens and really reconcile it as a moment of improvement, as evidence that you're literally improving. Because failure is not meant to set you back and sap you of creative energy. Failure is a marker to provide you with an opportunity to learn and develop and ultimately thrive. Now, what gives your feelings even more energy right now is, and this is during the eclipse, is that Mars is harmoniously aligned with the Sun and Moon. So this allows you to focus your energy, Mars's energy, productively in complete projects. Now, before Pluto was discovered less than 100 years ago, Mars was actually considered to be the ruler of Scorpio. And during this eclipse, and a little bit onwards, Mars and Pluto will give you the drive to move forward because they're forming a beautiful trine to each other while aspecting the eclipse in a harmonious way. Okay, so a week after the eclipse, Mercury moves direct again. So beginning on November 10th, watch for the pace of life to move forward faster as Mercury goes forward. And then on November 17th, we're going to experience a full moon. And believe me, 17 is a very powerful number. I call it the immortality number. So this literally means you can leave a legacy behind based on what you're doing around the full moon. The day is made even more powerful because November is an 8 universal month. And 17 also reduces to the root number of 8. 1 plus 7 is 8. And 8 is the literal image of the infinity sign. So the full moon code is giving you a lot of power and strength. Now, during this full moon, you can complete projects and goals with a lot of confidence. And there's an extra benefit since Jupiter and Mars are in harmony with this full moon. So they're expanding and energizing the empowering qualities of this event. So this month, you're discovering and you're experiencing all of what makes you wonderful. And that includes the hidden challenges and the light. You need to embrace both. You are made up of both. Okay, so your true sense of who you really are is a spiritual being who is constantly evolving. And so you're being elevated right now as you accept your shadow as a learning tool and stop ignoring parts of yourself. Now, at around the full moon, Jupiter begins forming a beautiful, harmonious trine with Saturn, which is wonderful for manifesting abundance because Saturn gives you the discipline and patience to create lasting success, while Jupiter is the planet of expansion, joy, and abundance. So this trine brings these two planets together and triggers the culmination of your prosperity power in 2013. Remember, 2013 is a 6 universal year numerology, which represents abundance. If you can keep your focus through all the distractions right now and stay on track and let go of those things and those people who no longer support your highest good, you can really create miraculous results this month. So go have a fantastic and prosperous November and get further astronumerology insights and inspirations throughout the year in my free e-newsletter. You can sign up at tanyagabrielle.com, and as a thank you, I will send you my free ebook, Names, Numbers, and Destinies. And I'll see you again in December 2013.